It's hump day.
Hump day!
It's hump day.
Hump day!
Hey everybody, welcome to Hump Day Hangouts. Today is the 24th of February 2016 and this is episode 68. So I keep watching the numbers go up and I want to start saying like we're getting close to 100, but we're not quite there yet. So we're still going. Let's see, going to go through some announcements after we say hi to everybody. So I'll put that off for a minute and start off with Chris. He's the first one on my screen. How's it going, Chris? Chris is muted. All right. Well, Chris is being silent today.
Sorry,
so.
man. I'm excellent. How are you doing?
Can't complain. Good to hear from you. Hey, Hernan, how's it going?
Hey guys. Hey Adam. Hey everyone. It's really good to be here.
Marco, what's up?
Hello from boring, warm.
Oh, shut up.
Stop.
Yeah, man. I'll be joining you next week.
Oh, God. Screw both of you. Bradley, how's it going, man?
It's good, man. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, good. No kidding. All right, well, let's do it. We got some quick announcements. And we got some info to share with you guys, some cool stuff, and then we'll dive into it. So, let's see. I think last week we told everybody, but in case my memory is failing me, IFTTT 2.0 definite launch date is the 28th of March. I'm going to drop the link if you want to get notified or get more information about that. Hop over and sign up.
Yes,
And
about
then-
time, man.
Yeah, we've been telling people. I don't know if we've really announced it on Hump Day Hangout. So this is going to obviously be an expansion of the IFTTT product. We're going to have a membership area. There's going to be updated training, and we'll give you some more details on that later. I'm going to leave that hanging so that you're tantalized by the prospect. But also, if you don't know how things work, if you join the masterclass, you get IFTTT included, just like our MasterMIND members get the masterclass and IFTTT included. Okay, so we are going to be raising the monthly price on the masterclass soon, so if you want to do that now, lock it in and hop in, then now is a good time to do that before we come out with version 2 of IFTTT SEO. So I'm going to put that link in there too if you're interested in that. Last week, unless I was mistaken, we had an interview. And we were talking about Buddy VIP as a tool for testing video marketing. I'm going to let Bradley talk about this a little bit more since he kind of conducted the interview. This was something we did with our mastermind. And he's got some information about that, and we wanted to share with everybody. You know, it's a pretty cool product that's got some good uses. So I'll just pop it over to you, Bradley.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me just go ahead and grab the screen now then. Just 1 second. Okay. All right, so this is it. If you drop the link, Adam, it's semanticmastery.com/buddy-vip. This will, guys. I did an interview with where we had Jeffrey Evans, the developer, on last week during MasterMIND, and so I just cut that part out so that you guys could see what it does. It's a really cool tool. Those of you that are doing video SEO or even regular SEO, but are trying to find out which keywords you can rank for with like little to no effort, and really with zero SEO effort. And so what the tool does is it uses YouTube, but essentially what it'll do is you add a bunch of YouTube accounts that you can purchase from Fiverr, or there's a provider on Source Market. There's several providers where you can get YouTube accounts. These are not fleshed out YouTube accounts. They're strictly like just set up accounts with no profile links, no persona, nothing. They're just for test accounts, and you add a list of accounts. Let's say 5 or 10 accounts to Buddy VIP, and what it will do is then you add the keywords that you want to rank for or that you want to test. That's what you want to. It's just for testing purposes, and it will go out and find. It will log into one YouTube account. It will go to the Creative Commons, the YouTube editor. It will find a Creative Commons video basically around the keyword that you enter. Then it will change the title to the keyword plus the location if you're doing local, for example, and then it will save it because Creative Commons you're allowed to use other people's videos. It will save it into that YouTube channel, and then it will repeat the process for all the keywords that you have listed in your file, right? And it'll cycle through so that you're not doing more than 3, 4, 5 videos per account at any one given time. And then what it'll do is after all the videos have been saved as Creative Commons videos on your own channel, the software will go check Google to see where those videos have ranked, where they've landed, and you can tell it to go look 3 pages back, 4 pages back, 5 pages back, and it will save the video and its ranking position in a CSV file. So what's really cool is, like, guys, this doesn't require syndication networks. This is nothing. This is strictly for testing, okay? But you can quickly identify which keywords you can rank videos for with zero SEO work, or at least get them to page 2 or whatever, and then you can say, okay, with a little bit of effort, I could get this to show up on page 1. And it works very, very quickly, and it's simple to use. It's a simple software program. It's not complicated, and I like it a lot because we were doing the same thing with Hangout Millionaire, and Hangout Millionaire is a great app. Don't get me wrong, but it takes a lot longer with Hangout Millionaire, and there's the monthly expense with Hangout Millionaire, and this is a one-time fee. So those of you that are looking to try to identify keywords that you can rank for very, very quickly with little to no work, especially videos, this is a great tool. And so we did an interview with the product developer, about 40 minutes long roughly, and you guys can see that right here. And then obviously there's a link there, and there's also a link to there's a coupon. If you use the coupon code Bradley at checkout, you'll get $50 off. I don't know how long that coupon code will last. It's up to Jeffrey how long he allows that to last. So I encourage you, when you're done with Hump Day Hangouts, if you have time, if you're interested at all in something like this, just check out the webinar and pick it up while the discount still lasts.
Yeah, and we love these tools so much that it's not actually a discount, but actually is paying out of pocket for $50 for each of you guys.
I'm going to pay $50 for each one of you. Right.
Yeah. So have that in mind.
All right, Adam, back over to you.
Yeah, no, not much. I wanted to. We've been sending out some emails, and we've mentioned Project Supremacy. We had a bunch of really cool reviews and people talking about it throughout the mastermind, the masterclass, and then I was seeing a bunch of threads about it. It's a pretty cool tool. And I was going to see, I can't remember if was it you, Hernan, or Bradley? Were you able to talk about using it as far as the markup goes, which is one of the really cool aspects of this?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have I was hoping to have time to install it on a test site like a demo site that I could show today briefly, but I didn't get time to do that. So the only function I've used within it so far is the local business markup, the structured data markup part, which will add JSON LD markup in the header of the site individually, with just filling out fields. So you don't have to do the JSON LD markup coding yourself, which it scares a lot of people. I don't know why. It's not difficult to do, but a lot of people just don't like to do that. They get nervous about it. So this makes it really easy because there's just literally text fields, and you put in all your data. Name, address, phone number, description, the same as attributes. Anybody that knows anything about structured data markup in the JSON LD, the same as attribute is very, very important, and that's where we link to our IFTTT properties. Any social data hubs, Google Social Data Hub partner sites, any semantic hubs, citations, you can use all of those as same as attributes. Very, very powerful for anybody doing local SEO and trying to rank in maps. All of this makes it really, really easy inside that plugin. And also, what's really cool about it is if you've got multi-locations, like if you've got a website that like for example a local business that has multiple locations, then on each location page you can override the JSON LD markup in the header by injecting page-specific structured data in that page. So that's really cool for those of you, because that's been a challenge with people that are working on websites that have multiple locations. Is if you put a site-wide script across in the header of the site, then it would interfere with the location pages, having the proper structured data on the location pages. But this plugin kind of makes it a lot easier. It solves that problem in almost an automated fashion. So that's the only part of it that I've used. I know the plugin does a hell of a lot more. Maybe Hernan can talk about it, but that's all that I've used it for so far, and I like it for that. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the core. You could call it that. That's the core feature, and they are showing like a ton of results just by people implementing those kind of markups, which we already know that they are powerful. The plugins, as you were correctly saying, Bradley, makes it easier and to implement. Now, what you could do also is to curate content and to interlink content from within the plugin, and it has a really neat keyword research tool. Again, it's a tool that you need to, have in mind that it's a tool, so it's based on criteria of the developer. But I think it allows you to, whether you're doing affiliate or if you're doing local, it will allow you to give you a good panorama of the entire landscape of that local search and whatnot. So I think it's pretty cool. And in fact, we started reviewing it and playing with it a little bit and actually reaching out to the developers. Because people were starting, raving about it on the mastermind, I think it was. So I think that's a good plan to check it out. I think it has like 3 different licenses, and it's really inexpensive for what it does. So
Yep.
I would suggest that you pick it up.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. Well, that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
I think that's it. If we got some questions, we'll go ahead and jump into those.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to take the screen. And here we go. Oh, I do want to share one more thing though, because this is just a little bit of a tease. Why not? Guys, we started a kind of like a subdivision of our main company and our main mastermind group. It's called Mastery PR. It's an affiliate division that we're building out for Semantic Mastery anyways, but we decided that we were going to take some of our mastermind members that were interested in affiliate marketing into and kind of build affiliate businesses all together, like so that we're kind of building a foundation, like a scalable affiliate business, not like some solo act sitting behind their computer in their underwear doing affiliate promotions. That's fine and dandy, will make you some money, yes, but to build a real business, a scalable business where you can work on your business instead of in your business, you need to build a foundation and start thinking about creating processes and working procedures for all of that. And so we're doing that. We were doing that for Semantic Mastery anyways, for Mastery PR, our affiliate division. But we decided to go ahead and include those mastermind members that were interested in wanting to build an affiliate business as well, because we've heard that's come up several times, that there's people wanting to get more into the affiliate side of things. And again, we wanted to say, okay, well look, if we're going to develop this division out as kind of a separate company. Right now it's under the Semantic Mastery umbrella, but at some point it might end up being its own corporation and like a serious affiliate business, you know what I mean? So we decided to go ahead and bring some mastermind members in, those that wanted to learn that. And so I can't tell you how exciting it is. This is inside the community that we have for that. And I mean, look at, like this is about 3 weeks old, guys, and we have so much, and I'm just giving you a quick tease in here, but we have so much activity in here, it's ridiculous. And so if anybody's interested in learning how to build an affiliate business, I highly recommend that you jump in. It's a small group right now, but I highly recommend you join the mastermind and then tell us that you want to be part of Mastery PR affiliate group, because you want to learn how to build an affiliate business, because there is just so much activity in here. Like, I've never quite seen the excitement level of a small group like I have in this particular thing. Not that the mastermind isn't awesome, but like this is a very, very focused effort with about there's about 30 people in here, but about 20 of us are really, really active. And so I just want to kind of share that, because I know that it's something that I've got a lot of passion for right now. And we brought on Zane Miller. Anybody that knows Zane Miller, he's a kind of a YouTube nerd, a YouTube expert, and he likes being called a YouTube nerd, by the way. And he's kind of a partner with us in this. And so the two of us teamed up together. Well, Semantic Mastery and Zane Miller teamed up together to kind of create this Mastery PR group, and it's really exciting. So I just kind of want to share that. Hopefully you guys, anybody interested in that, now is a good time to jump in and get in on the ground floor. Okay. Okay, that said, let's get into questions. Rob says, hi everyone, a couple of questions. If building out a SERP Shaker site, local services site, with each silo category having around 75 keyword location pages, is it advisable to contextually link pages in each silo to each other manually in the respective silos only, or are they already technically linked to each other by virtue of the drop-down menu at the top of each page near the header, which displays all the pages? Well, technically they are, but those navigation links aren't given the same amount of weight as contextual links do. So you would be better off doing that. However, I would never recommend you going in and manually linking between 75 pages because that's like you've got so much better things you could be doing with your time. Also with SERP Shaker, they have that next link or the next and the previous link. So when you're building out a silo, just use that next and previous link setting. And if you're building out one silo at a time, then it would keep all of the links within that, all the contextual links within that silo anyways. So honestly, I wouldn't do anything manually. I would just do that when you're building the shaker pages out. Just set that up with that next and previous link setting. Hernan, they still have that in there, right? I haven't used SERPshaker in a while.
Yeah, they do. They
Okay.
do. Mm-hmm.
So that's all I would do is, you know, a contextual link is obviously going to be a better link than a navigation link. It always is. So just use the next and the previous, and then select the anchor text that you want to use from within the shaker page. You can even spin that. You can create a shortcode with spun anchors or spun keywords as your anchors that are all related, and have that so that you have variety between your internal links.
Mm-hmm.
So. Okay, number 2 is I built a branded Tier 1 network around my hosted money site above. It is advisable. Your SERPshaker site? Okay. Is it I wouldn't do that, but if you want, sure. Is it advisable to syndicate every keyword location page that I publish? No, not at all. Not at all.
Well,
Or would it be better to only syndicate more generic silo category page instead of each location page? Well, first of all, you should be syndicating posts, really. I mean, you can syndicate pages if you use a separate plugin that, like, what is it, RSS includes pages, things like that. But usually it's for posts because it's the RSS feed that does the syndication, right? And our pages don't go in the RSS feeds by default. You'd have to use a plugin that would make that happen. I typically don't ever syndicate pages. I just syndicate posts. Number 2, I never recommend that you syndicate SERPshaker pages or posts to a network because you'll get your network accounts terminated.
Yeah.
If you blast out 75 posts at once, chances are Tumblr and WordPress are going to terminate your accounts. So I don't recommend you do that.
Yeah. I once tried to do it with a 500,000 SERPshaker site.
Yeah.
500,000 posts SERPshaker site, and it was no bueno, Rob. We actually broke the host.
We broke Tumblr. Tumblr shut down for about an hour.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Now you'll get a ton of timeouts, and yeah, you'll get a ton of probably you can get your even your IFTTT network account shut down. Your IFTTT account shut down because of abuse, and so just have that in mind. If you want, though, what you could do is to set your SERPshaker as pages. And then you can have a blog, you know, a normal blog, and then link from the blog, from the article itself to the silo heads, to the categories. That will allow you to use the link shoes inside the IFTTT network to power up your entire structure. But I wouldn't do, I wouldn't do it site-wide.
Yeah, not at all. I would never advise it. In fact, I just flat out don't build networks around those type of sites, anyways. Only because at any moment they can be slapped, and because of that, like, why go through all that trouble? I'm just telling you personally what I do. Like, I use those sites to drive traffic, to identify places that I can rank for by building a more traditional site, in which case I'll go out and build a regular style website targeting the keywords that I know already will rank with little to no work because of the SERPshaker site or the ATM site. In my case, I use the Lead Gadget and the ATM. And then I will build out a traditional site targeting those pages, and then use an IFTTT network for that. But just personally, I don't see the point because those types of sites can be deindexed or slapped. It doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it happens, and that's a real pain if you put a lot of effort into it. That's why I really don't do any off-page SEO work to those sites at all. That's it. Like, I just blast out more sites. Instead, if I find a site that's doing well, instead of doing any additional work to it, I build several more sites just like that one, targeting the same keywords just on different domains, so that I can end up blanketing for for those terms. All right, and that way, if any one of them gets de-indexed, then I've still got others. Okay. As far as if you were going to syndicate, again, pages instead of posts, I would, if you were going to do that, Rob, which I don't recommend, then I would just say go with just the category pages or the silo pages, and that's it. Greg says, hi, I want to rank for local dentist, lead gen, and get dental SEO clients. Dentist Palm Springs is top keyword, my domain. Okay, I am concerned it is too much EMD. It is too much EMD after listening to many of the mastery info. Should I continue with this domain? Or would you strongly urge me to dump it and restart with something like localdentist.com or springsdentist.com? Yeah, I always recommend going with more of a branding type name, Greg. EMDs are not ideal anymore at all, in my opinion, and I think you're way better off going with a pseudo brand, like even if you have a keyword in there, like it looks like you're still saying like local dentist or spring dentist, that's okay. That's only a partial match, so it's not an exact match. That's still way better than going after an EMD. I like to do something that I can kind of brand, like again, a pseudo brand you can call it, something that can be branded or act as a brand, because those tend to work better and have more longevity. So due to the EMD issue, it sounds, I guess, like the links from IFTTT networks would all have to be nofollow from one of your videos. If so, wouldn't that defeat most of the purpose and lose much of the link power? No, not necessarily, Greg, but yeah, I mean, that's the problem. If you start building links with the brand name, especially if it's a lead gen site and you give it an exact match domain and you name it something generic like Palm Springs Dentist, right, which would be, again, your brand name would also be a keyword, exact match keyword, then you're in trouble. Because if you try to build brand links, it's exact match keyword anchors. If you try to build URL anchors, just naked anchors, it's going to be exact match keyword anchors. That's why I say it's better just to give it a pseudo brand, like something that can be brandable, and that way when you're building brand links, you're not over optimizing. When you're building URL links, naked links, you're not over optimizing. Okay, don't worry about the whole no follow thing, guys. Honestly, I do some strategic things with do follow links, but I build links regardless of whether they're follow or no follow. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Okay, because a natural link profile is going to have both anyways. The domain is small, only 3 links, aged 1 year, but ranking page 7 for a few terms. Well, then you really got nothing to lose by switching domains. If you're on page 7 and all you got is 3 links, then you've got nothing to lose by switching domains right now. Okay. If you were ranking page 1, and then I would say, okay, well, you realize I either leave it or go ahead and switch domains, but and redirect the old to the new. But you're probably going to see some dancing. Not probably, you would see some dancing. But in this case, since you're on page 7, like what harm would it do to go ahead and switch now? Okay, so I would go to something more branded, and then you can just proceed with, if you have the 3 links that are already pointed to that domain, just do a 301 redirect from that old domain to the new one once you get the site cloned over to the new site, the new domain, I mean.
Yeah, you can use the old domain as a switch box as well, since being EMD. But yeah, I would follow Bradley's advice, since it's not too late right now to do the 301 and see what happens. Because sometimes it's funny, but sometimes you will have an EMD, and if you're over optimizing the content and whatnot, Google will not rank you. But if you switch, the only thing you do is to switch the domain to something more branded and make a 301 and replace the content, like migrate the entire content, clone the website, and the new website will rank better, just because it's not so over optimized.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Sky's asking, is the use of injecting text within breadcrumbs via a title tag good? You mean, okay, so like a link title is what you mean. Good or bad SEO practice at the moment? I don't think it makes any difference, Sky. I don't have any hard data to say whether it does or not, but that was something that I tested a while back, not with breadcrumbs specifically, but with just with anchors, just with regular contextual links. And I saw absolutely no difference between links that had link titles and links that didn't. And I saw absolutely no difference. Now, that test is probably 2 years old now, so it may have changed, but I honestly don't think that there's any difference, so I can't imagine it making any difference with breadcrumbs, but I would say test. That would be my first option. Hernan, have you ever had any experience with that?
Yeah, I think it's part of the actual optimization that you want to do inside, like for internal links. I tend to not to worry about that much on internal links, because if you check, for example, the big brands like newspapers, etc., if all of the sports link internally, they will be like mostly exact match, or sports section, or check here for more sports news, those kind of things. So I think it would make sense. But yeah, I will test it, and also check out what your competitors are doing, Sky, how aggressive they are with their internal link building.
Yep. I just tested Sky. Like, you know, I don't think it's a big deal either way. Like, I tested. So when I was doing a lot of PBN linking to my money sites, so what I would do is go out to my PBN networks that I was building links back to my money site with, and I was testing on in particular, I did it on one site. It was a plumbing site that I was ranking, and I would go link all the links that linked within to content within a specific silo from my PBNs. I would put a title tag on the link. It would be various LSI keywords, right? So different co-occurring keywords. And then on the links that I would build from my PBN network to another silo within the same site, I would link without putting the link titles in, which I never did before anyways. And I just measured the results, and I saw absolutely no ranking benefit from having the one with the title tag. So again, personally, I don't think it makes a difference. But that test is probably at least 1.5 years old now. I don't know. I'd have to set up another test to see if it makes any difference now. And I know you're talking about breadcrumbs, but I can't see where that makes any difference either. So, personally, that's just my assumption. But I would test it just to be sure. Caesar says, recently got around to watching YouTube silo training. In that training, it said that you can send GSA and other spam type links to your Tier 1 IFTTT networks. Is that still the case, or is that dated? No, it's still the case, Caesar, if you know what you're doing. If you're skilled with spam tools and you know how to keep a layer of clean type links that are pointing to your Tier 1 network links or properties, then you can certainly do that. If not, then I recommend that you go out to Tier 2 or that you use some other sort of like Web 2 links or whatever as a first layer.
Yeah. And more, I mean, it makes sense if you are syndicating YouTube videos, you know, because you won't be actually spamming any web property. I mean, you won't be actually spamming a money site. I mean, if you have your YouTube silo training nailed down, and if you are syndicating out videos with the description and, you know, with links like we are doing on Video Powerhouse, that we're not actually linking to any money site, we are keeping the link just inside YouTube for a reason, you know. So you can be a bit more aggressive, but I would second Bradley. Just send a handful of links. This is important. Send a handful of contextual links to your Tier 1 networks. Like I would say, no more than 100 per property. You know, so if you have 20, then those would be 100 per property, and then you can go, you know, behind that with spam. But yeah, with the kitchen sink and with a ton of links, but I wouldn't want to burn them just to power them up. And there's like a fine line between that.
Yeah. Yeah, and second what Hernan said, if it's YouTube strictly, and you're not doing blog syndication networks, then you can get away with a lot more spam stuff.
Right.
At least for now. That could be cracked down in the next, you know, tomorrow. So, but at least for now, that's still okay. And you are talking about YouTube Silo Academy here, so I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Okay, so what is the most effective way of using expired Web 2s like Weeblies and Tumblrs? Well, those are good if you can get them, especially if they're if you can find them with topical relevance. That's difficult to do, but if you can, then those are really good. In fact, I know some people that are doing a lot of just buying Tumblrs that are aged Tumblrs that have good metrics and using those as kind of like their own little private link network and doing really, really well with those. They're still very powerful. Now I know Tumblrs now use a redirect within the context, like contextual links within Tumblr posts are now redirects, but they're still okay. They still have their SEO benefit. They've lost a little bit of it. There's no question, but you can still hack a link into the Tumblr headers. Like you can, like in the Tumblr description area, you just edit the HTML and you add links there, and those are do follow links without the redirect. So those are, you know, you can still do a lot of really cool things with Tumblrs. Weeblies, I haven't purchased any expired Weeblies, so I don't know about that. But you can,
they can become powerful too.
Yeah, but aren't all Weeblies now no follow or no index unless you? I guess it doesn't matter whether they're indexed or not.
Well, but, you know, I saw that, Bradley. I saw that discussion, and I've been performing some site operators for, you know, for my own Weeblies. Like they are free accounts, and they were indexed as well. So
yeah, but I think new ones though. So I don't know if an expired one, and when you re-register it, if that would constitute a new one, or if that would be considered aged and grandfathered into the index.
Yeah, we'll need to see. We'll still have good results with no index do follow, and they are do follow. You know.
Yep.
So.
So, but yeah, using those, you can use those for tier 1 properties if you want, as for supplemental tier 1 properties. Those are good place to use those. I wouldn't use them as your branded network because chances are the subdomain for like whatever .tumblr.com is going to be different. So I kind of like to try to get the brand name in there, but you can use them for supplementals. Those are great additional syndication points. Potential client has a site with a lot of anchor text for criminal defense attorney plus city to the homepage of a branded domain. It ranks well for criminal defense plus city, but now he wants to rank for another area of law. Google has already associated his homepage with criminal defense, hence his domain's first page ranking for that term. Will it be 10 times harder to rank an inner page for business attorney plus city? No. If so, what's the best method to move forward? Should I suggest creating a separate website? I don't want to take on an impossible challenge in an already competitive niche. Well, that's going to be a tough niche. Though all attorney niches I've found are very difficult. Plus, I've heard attorneys are a pain in the ass to work with. I'll +1 that. They certainly are. They think they know everything. So they're going to probably want to tell you how to do your work, even though they're just attorneys.
Right.
This is a warm lead, and the only reason I'm entertaining this potential client. Okay, yeah, I would, since if the site is already doing well for an attorney-type keyword, I would use an internal page that I would target the other city with on that domain. I would not create another website because you're starting from scratch. Especially in the attorney industry or the attorney niche. If you have a domain that's already ranking well for a criminal defense plus whatever city, and you want to go rank in a second city or a different attorney term plus the same city, then just use the same domain. Use this, build an inner page. You're much better off because then you'll be piggybacking off the authority of that site already. Okay? Anybody else want to comment on that? Whoops. I +1 didn't even read it.
No, I was about to say the same. Just use an internal page, Caesar, so you will be because your Google ad, your website is already authoritative on the Google ad, and it's it's related. It's on the niche. So yeah, just use an internal page and optimize that page, and you can pretty much rank that internal page way faster than anything else.
Yeah, and attorneys are a pain in the ass to work with. At least all the ones that I've attempted to work with have been, so just keep that in mind. Plus, it's usually a dogfight to rank for an attorney keyword. It's just, to me, it's just not worth it. I guess if they're paying you enough, it is. But Mark O'Connell says, "Hi guys, do you still recommend multiple persona accounts attached to one YouTube channel? And if so, are they 2-tier or has the tactic become too risky? Thanks." Nope, I'll still stack as many damn networks as I want to on a YouTube channel. Yeah. I haven't ever seen a negative effect from that yet. Yeah, I use 2-tier networks. They tend to be a bit more powerful, albeit slower. They work a little bit slower to rank videos, but the 2-tier networks, like I said, guys, you can take a YouTube channel and put a tier 1 network around it and then create your 3 tier 2 networks, and then you can stack multiple tier 2 networks if you want. You can put multiple tier 1 networks on the same channel, using the same trigger point, the same YouTube channel. You certainly can do that. You can then take multiple tier 2 networks, full 2-tier networks, and stack them. Like, that's what I typically do. Like, I usually, when I start off with a YouTube channel, I will create the YouTube channel and then a full 2-tier network. So there's the tier 1, and then there's the 3 tier 2 rings. But then once I start with that, I'll start testing keywords with that channel. And then if I need more power, I just stack a whole other tier 2 network on top. So that's another tier 1 ring and 3 more tier 2 rings. And then another one, and then another one. And we've got some that are as much as I think the most we have right now is 5 tier 2 rings. So that comes out to be a total of, 5 full 2-tier networks. So that's what, that'd be 20 rings, right? So 20 times what, 22 properties? It's like 440 syndication sites. So it ends up being pretty powerful. But you can stack it way beyond that. That's just pretty much the extent of what I've done, because usually by that point it's strong enough you don't need any more. So I have not seen a negative effect from as many rings attached to a YouTube channel as you want, guys. Especially as long here's the catch with that, or the caveat, right? You need to make sure that you're only syndicating in the description area of the video the link, and not the video description. So like if you have a full video description in YouTube when you upload your video or live stream or whatever, you're not syndicating the description out across your networks. Just syndicate a link back to the video and a link back to the channel, or a playlist, or both. That's it. Because what happens is at that point all you're doing is you're just publishing Google content out across the web. YouTube, right? You're a publisher for Google, and that's why I've not seen any negative effect from that. Where I have seen negative effect is when I would import the description as part of my recipe. I would add the description tag or recipe, right? The description ingredients, I mean, into the recipe, which would pull in the video description, and then it looks spammy, and you can get accounts terminated. As well as money sites deindexed, like if you're using syndication sites. No, I said money sites, but like broadcasting sites. I've had sites deindexed that way and that kind of thing. So I recommend you don't do that. You just stick with the YouTube embed, a link to the YouTube video, perhaps a playlist, and the YouTube channel, and that's it.
Yeah, like
all links are going to Google properties.
Right, like we're doing with Video Powerhouse, because that's the way we tested that it works the best. So that's exactly what you get on Video Powerhouse. You get an embed on a powerful website, the syndication network, but you also get a link back to the YouTube video and to the playlist, and that's it.
Or the channel, playlist and or channel.
Yeah.
Yep. We got another memer. Sweet. That's cool.
Let's talk.
Wayne's got some competition. Looks like.
And it looks like it's his profile picture. That's interesting.
That is cool. Okay, Jamina says, sorry, Bradley, but I have one of these tiered network questions. Okay, when triggering tier 2 blogs, Blogger, Tumblr, WordPress for a YouTube network, do I use the YouTube RSS from tier 1 network or my tier 2 persona recipe? Okay, can we dig up the help file URL, Adam?
Yeah, I'm already headed over there.
Okay, just tag Jamina on it, please. This has been answered so many times, Jamina. I'm not being... I'm not trying to be crappy with you at all. Trust me. We're just going to drop the link where you can go see a full walkthrough, full explanation. Like, if you can't, if you watch the explanation in the video or the link that he's going to drop and you don't get it after that, then ask again. But honestly, if you can't get it by then, there's an issue. So it's gonna be the Blogger, Tumblr, and WordPress RSS feeds that from your tier 1 network that are going to feed your tier 2 networks. Tier 2A is fed by the Blogger RSS feed from tier 1. Tier 2B is fed from the Tumblr RSS feed from Tier 1. Tier 2C is fed from the WordPress RSS feed from Tier 1. It's that simple. So, and again, when you watch the video or we went over this in great detail because this question comes up so many times and I got tired of answering it. So just see what the help file that Adam's going to drop. Also, do I use Tier 2 blog RSS in the recipe to trigger the rest of the Tier 2 properties, or do I continue using Tier 1? No, because then it wouldn't be a Tier 2 network. It would be a Tier 1 network, right? So when you take your Blogger RSS feed from Tier 1 to feed your Tier 2A network, right, it's gonna oh, actually, I'm sorry, yeah, the Tier 1 Blogger RSS feed is going to be what triggers all of the rest of the sites within that network in Tier 2. And again, that's all covered in the help file. So, am I thinking too much on this? I can't help it. Yeah, probably. Again, just follow the training and watch the help file. It'll make it more sense. Caesar says, got 2 lead gen sites stuck on page 2 for the past 3 months. Haven't put much work into them from SEO because I'm concentrating on client projects, but I'd like to try to monetize them somehow. What's the best way you would recommend getting them into the 3-pack to start generating some phone calls? I've done about 20 citations for both sites, mainly concentrating on the listings with the highest DA. Well, Caesar, you're going to have to put a little bit more effort into it, but yeah, I mean, make sure all you're on.
I have a really quick answer for him.
Okay.
RYS my map.
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer. Caesar's in RYS, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay, Caesar, there you go. You follow the RYS training. I mean, just use the RYS training for him. That's a good point. Make sure your on page is tight, structured data, and then some citations, and then just doing the RYS. I mean, we took in the case study, the local case study in the RYS Academy. I took that from like number 27 in maps to number 1 in maps, doing nothing other than RYS stuff. So, and it's still number 1 maps today. So I would say that is definitely the best option. Brian says, how do you check a Twitter account, Majestic? Brian, you copy the URL from the Twitter account, you go to Majestic, you paste it in, and you click search or whatever, analyze. Okay, it's going to be the URL. Let me open up a fresh instance, and I'll show you.
Yeah, you must be looking at the whole domain or something.
You can't do that. You want to look at the URL. So you don't look at the subdomain or the root domain. You look at the URL. So let's just go take a look at, let's say, twitter.com/semantic mastery. I don't know how this is difficult, but we're going to go ahead and walk through it anyways. Let's copy that. We're going to go right here, enter domain URL or search phrase. We're going to paste it in. We're going to click search. Done. That's it. It's done. That's how you search it. URL. See that? From the drop down, you don't go to root. You don't go to subdomain. You can go to URL or path if you want. But I just look at the URL. That's it. There you go. Okay. Next question. Ryan. Hey, Bradley, I have a site that was ranking on page 1 until Yoast updated and set my site to no index. How did that happen? How does Yoast update and set it to no index? That sounds like quite an issue that Yoast would have caused if that were the case, Ryan. I would be pissed. And if that's the case, everybody's site would be set to no index, right? I mean, seriously, if Yoast updated and your site got set to no index, Yoast update, wouldn't that be like every single site that Yoast was installed on would also be set to no index? You get what I'm saying? Like, how could it do? Honestly, Ryan, I don't know how it could do that with just your site unless it did it to everybody's site. And if that's the case, Yoast would be out of business. They'd be class action lawsuits and everything else. I don't know what the specific situation is, Ryan. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying I don't know how that was possible without it being done to everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, are you blocking robots? You know, there's a tiny box on the settings on WordPress that can literally fuck you up. Sorry, guys, but if you do not untick that box that's called prevent bots from whatever indexing the site, if you do not untick that, you'll be in trouble. So check it out over here, double check it, like triple check it,
Yeah.
for real.
But assuming that you're correct, and I'm going to take you at your word, so you said that somehow it no-indexed your site. He says, I fixed the problem, but it was too late, and the site got de-indexed. Since then, I've got every page re-indexed, but the home page will not index. I've done some RYS Twitter SEO methods, submitted the homepage to Search Console, published blog posts linking the homepage, and every post or page I submit gets indexed instantly, but no indexing the homepage. It's probably just a fluke, Ryan. It will get indexed. There's no if the rest of the site is indexed, the pages, the posts, everything else, and every time you publish a post, it gets indexed, and the homepage just has an index. First of all, I would just double check the code of the site, make sure there's no reason why like that one particular page isn't being no indexed. Like for example, if you go to the homepage in the WordPress pages dashboard and go check the Yoast settings specifically for that page, make sure that in the advanced settings that it's not set to no index for just that specific page. You know, just double check all that. I'm assuming you probably already have, but I just have to say that for everyone else listening. But if that's not the case, then if it's just literally not, the homepage isn't being indexed, but everything else is, it's probably just an anomaly that will get corrected over time. Like it's something, and I know that sucks. That's probably not what you want to hear, but like I would wait and just wait or contact Google. You know, I mean, I would hate to do that because you open yourself up to potentially a world of trouble. But you know, that's something they do have. You can actually get somebody on the phone from Google now. I've only done it a couple times, and I was scared to death each time I did it. But you know, you could certainly ask somebody to help and say, you know, what's the problem? Why is this homepage not being indexed? But I would first check the code on everything, make sure you don't have any no index settings somewhere for that specific page, and that's what I would do. This site is actually a 301 of another site that was ranking well on page 1 as of a month ago, redirected for branding purposes. I'm considering undoing the 301s if the site doesn't reindex soon. What do you think? Thanks. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's probably just a fluke that will get auto-updated. But, yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you undo the 301 and then you end up doing it again later, like that's a whole lot of activity bouncing back and forth, and that could end up causing some serious ranking issues. Greg says, hey, Bradley, if I ask a second question, or if I can, I'm now fairly certain you will answer my first question with a certain yup, dump that domain and restart. When setting up root/subdomain sites, do you use the root domain without the www? Same for subdomains. Use them without. Yeah, no, Greg, you don't use www.subdomain.domain.com. That would be ugly, long, and no, that would be a double subdomain. Don't do that. So if I am using a root domain, guys, I always use the www version of it now. I don't use just the root domain anymore. Okay, but if I'm doing subdomains, it's just subdomain.domain.com. You don't use www.subdomain.domain.com. That would be, that's a mouthful just saying.
Yeah. In fact, you can use whatever. I mean, the www is like a kind of a social, it's socially accepted, you know, but you can use one.yourdomain.com and you can 301 it and do all sorts of nasty stuff with subdomains. And
nasty stuff.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why you want to use the www version so that you can protect the root.
Yeah. Y'all are building. James says y'all are building out a branded IFTTT network for me as we speak. Once it's built and I've scheduled all my blog posts to be syndicated, do I need to manually place a branded link to my site in every blog post to make sure the syndicated posts contain a backlink, or is this automatically created by the social property where the content is posted? No, what you want to do is post the links in the blog posts, right? So you want to do any of the linking that you want to other pages on your site, you want to make sure you have a link in your blog post before syndicating. Because the nature, when the post syndicates out across the blogging properties, which would be like Blogger, Tumblr, WordPress, and potentially if you're using Weebly and Medium, which will be included in the new version of IFTTT, those you'll get the full post syndicated, which will have the contextual links pointing to the money pages on your site, right? Because you built that link into the content body of the post before it's syndicated, so that link will have been present across all of its syndication points as well. For the sites that don't post the full post, you're still getting a link back to that post itself, which is pushing juice to that post, which has an internal link from within the body of the post up to the pages you're trying to rank, right? So you're still funneling juice to the post, which then funnels juice to your pages via the contextual links in the body of the post. Okay, so no, like part of the reason we use the IFTTT, well, one of the many reasons that we use the IFTTT networks is because you can it automates a lot of your link building by just publishing content to your blog, provided that you're using your blog post as your link building methods or vehicle. Does that make sense? Okay. So created by the social property where the content is posted. Yeah, and some, like some of them, like if you've got a naked URL in your content body, then like if you're posting the full content body to Facebook or Google+, that naked URL will turn into an actual clickable link too. But if you do an anchor text link, it will not. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Also, for the longer blog post, does the social property automatically shorten or abridge the post and then include a read more link back to the blog? No, James. It depends. If you're using the plugin that will allow the full text post in the RSS feed, then no, it won't shorten it. Okay, it'll post the full post. So play with it. You'll see what I mean. Go ahead and set up even if all you did was set up like a Blogger recipe or a Tumblr recipe and just play with a couple test posts using a test account, you'll see what I mean. Just play with a couple different options. Play with how you're adding your contextual link within the body of your post. Use anchor text links. Use naked links. See how it looks and how it acts on the syndication property. Again, that's something you could do right away. Is just set up a test Tumblr account, for example, and a new IFTTT account. Connect Tumblr to it, and then set up an RSS recipe using your money site or a test WordPress site, whatever you want, and just do a few test posts and watch what happens with the syndication. And that way you get a feel of how it works. You can make better decisions when you're creating your content. Dan says, is there a problem with using custom business maps listing in conjunction with the account set up in the branded IFTTT networks? I already had a business ranking with business owner map page, and I don't want to start all over if not necessary. Dan, then just swap it out. Dan, just look, if you already have a maps listing, a Google local page, right, that's already branded, it's for a business, and you order an IFTTT network or build it yourself, whatever, you can attach that Google Plus local page to the network, right? It's via buffer. You have to do it via buffer, but you just connect that to where your syndicated posts from your blog or your money site get syndicated to the local page instead of to the business page. Or you can do both. If you want to do both, you just have to have a second buffer account and a second IFTTT account to make it work. But you can have a Google Plus business page, guys, that's It's a brand page, not a local page. A local page is an address, a physical address, and there's some subtleties, some subtle difference there. The local page does not have a links section where you can add additional links. The local page contains a map. The local page is what is connected via the back end of Google to your maps positioning in the 3-pack. Or not in the 3-pack, but your maps position. By the way, when you look at the 3-pack guys now, it's not your Google Plus local page that's listed there anymore. It used to be, but it's not the case anymore. But somehow on the back end, in the magic of Google, they're connected. Okay? So, but my point is that the pages that we generally create and what we show in the training is a brand page. A brand page does not have a map. It does not have a physical location. It does not have, but it does have a link section where you can tie all your properties together. So you can syndicate your content to the brand page. You can also syndicate your content to the local page. If you want to take the brand page out of the equation and put the local page into the equation, you certainly can. All you need to do is log into your IFTTT account. Make sure that you're logged into the Google account where the local page is in the same browser, and then click the reauthorize button inside of IFTTT. Oh, excuse me, that's going to be the buffer anyways. You got to do that in buffer. Be logged in the buffer in your browser in the same browser that you're logged into the account with your Google local page, and then you're going to say reconnect channel or reconnect page, and it will reauthorize with your local page instead of your business page or your brand page. Excuse me. Okay, and then your IFTTT account is going to syndicate to that buffer account anyways. You don't have to make any changes there. It's just going to be posting now to the local page instead of your brand page. But if you want to do both, just set up a second IFTTT account, set up a second buffer account, and connect the buffer account to the other Google Plus page that you have. Now you can be syndicating content to both pages. And it doesn't hurt you to have a brand page and a local page, guys. It does not hurt you to do that. But if you had to choose between one or the other and you've got a local page, I always recommend connecting your local page and syndicating content to that. Why? Because you'll have constant or regular activity through your blog posting updating that local page. Go take a look at other local businesses' Google Plus pages, guys, and tell me if they've got regular updates of content updates on their pages. 98% of them do not. So you having regular keyword optimized posts being syndicated to your local page is going to give you that edge because it's going to be fresh content that's relevant, it's topically relevant, and it's activity, and Google's going to reward you for that. Okay, we're almost out of time. We've got a lot of questions today. Mike Simmons says, looks like you have to start asking questions early, like a couple days before. Yeah, Mike, that's why we post this page like a week ahead of time. What's a good way to fake Google My Business map listings? I know, kind of loaded questions. No, not necessarily, Mike. Guys, I've said this 1,000 times. I'll say it again. I use post office. Go get a P.O. box and ask to use the street address option. It doesn't cost anything extra. You fill out one additional form. Doesn't cost anything extra. You fill out one additional form. Sometimes you have to tell the manager, look, I want to use the street address option, and then they'll let you use the street address of the post office, and you get a box number. And that works. Okay, it works. It's the most inexpensive way to do it, and it just flat out works. I don't know how long it's going to last, guys, but it's been that way for a couple years. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I mean, because some businesses are service-based businesses where customers don't show up at the location anyways. The business goes to the customer. So what difference does it make?
Yeah, and it's fast. I did this 2 weeks ago. Took me 10 minutes.
Yep, and it's the most inexpensive way to get a physical address. You can go to UPS stores and all that shit, which I don't recommend anyways, and you can pay $30 a month to rent a mailbox, or you can go pay $60 or $100 a year and get them from the post office. Kevin says, hey guys, what is the best way to link back to the money site in the press release? Naked URL or brand anchors? About page, inner page, you can do both. Don't ever link to your about page. That makes no sense whatsoever, Kevin. Link to a post that you're trying to rank, or a page, or a silo category, top level category page, a silo landing page, silo header, whatever you want to call it, and to your home page. Yes, you can link to a Google Plus profile, absolutely. That makes that, or Facebook page, anything like that. Yeah, he says he's worried about linking to an inner page. No, because Google understands press release press releases, it actually is very natural to have press release links in your profile, in your link profile. And if you're using brand terms, even if you're linking to an inner page, guys, you can still link with your brand name. You don't have to link with a keyword or link with a naked URL. And it's perfectly natural to have 300 press release sites linking to you, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, we're all cool. There wasn't a lot of questions. It was a lot of Adams chatter.
Hey, real quick, Mike Simmons, if you're on today, I'm curious. Don't think I've seen you on here before. If you can type in, I'm just curious how you found us. It's always interesting seeing where people come across us. But, anyways.
Almost out of time. We've got a couple more. Let's see. Sandy, come join the mastermind. I'm surprised you haven't yet anyways. You've been following us for over a year now. I expected to see you in there by now. So maybe I'll guilt trip you into joining. Earl says, Braulio, you were in the mastermind. You can come back and join again, buddy. The price has gone up, though, fortunately. But you're more than welcome to come join. Earl says, if I have a client that doesn't have multiple locations but does have separate pages for target cities, will it work to just put JSON LD with the target city on the individual page via Project Supremacy? Well, you can, but if you don't have a separate physical address, then that would be invalidated structured data. Like that, they won't validate. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If you try to use local business structured data markup, but you omit the street address and just put in a city's state zip and the other details, I'm pretty sure it won't validate because it's going to say it's got a missing element. Am I correct to that? Have we tested that? I'm pretty sure it's going to give you an error.
Yeah.
In the structured data testing tool.
Yeah, we'll need to double check, but I'm pretty sure that will be the case as well.
Yeah, because with structured data, you have to have all the required elements for it to be validated, or else it'll give an error. And so you could test it though, Earl. But honestly, I don't like to spam structured data. I just don't do it. So if I have a physical location in that target city, then I'll put the address. But if I don't, then I'll just omit that JSON LD markup for that altogether, and just go with organic. Okay. Okay, we're almost done. Thanks for the tips regarding my. Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem, Bob. That's what we're here for. God, a lot of people are interested in the affiliate group, guys. You got to be a part of the mastermind. That's the prerequisite. You want to join? Like, I'd love to have you guys come join. Like, we're gonna the members that are taking a part of that we're gonna build serious affiliate business, guys. Like, so and we're doing it together. We're laying the foundation right now, and we're talking about building a real business, not where it's just somebody on their own doing affiliate promotions. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can never scale if you're doing it as a solo act. So we're talking about building right from the beginning with the team mindset so that you can start to work on your business instead of in your business. It's going to require a lot of work up front, obviously, but you'll get to a point very quickly where you can scale and have team members in place that will do the work for you, so you can focus on the higher level stuff and just counting your money really at that point. All right, I'm going to answer this one for Keith, and then we're done. Keith says, if we have IFTTT Network in place, is it good/harmful to add more syndication of a video through FCS Networker or other automated submissions? Can you have too many on video embeds? Should you drip in for new videos? No, Keith. Blast away, buddy. Blast away. Make treat YouTube like a redheaded stepchild and just go nuts.
Which is also a good point. This is how we do some stuff with Video Powerhouse. We get a lot of people asking us, what's the drip schedule on Video Powerhouse? And what, there is no drip schedule. Most of that's due to. Go ahead.
You know what?
Yeah, no, you can get nuts with embeds, guys. I always try to do the bare minimum to get something to rank. So like instead of me throwing out like 10,000 embeds all at once, I'll do like 1,000 embeds at a time over the course of a few weeks. You do 1,000 and then another 1,000 and then another 1,000 until it ranks, because that way I'm not using all 10,000 if I don't have to. If I get it to rank with 4,000 embeds, then I've still got 6,000 embed properties that are in reserve in case the video starts to slip again. Does that make sense? So I don't throw it all at once. I try to do it in stages and rank with the bare minimum. Hernan's memeing now too. Guilt, Sandy.
Good one.
All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. we will see you guys next week, unless you join the mastermind and then you join Mastery PR because we're meeting almost daily. Yeah. Seriously, Zane is awesome because he's got this. He comes up with these awesome internet marketing type titles and names and stuff all the time, just like that. Like I always have to force that kind of crap, but he called it it's called the bullpen, the affiliate bullpen, or the Mastery PR bullpen, because every single day we're meeting. We've got like open office hours where we're available to hash out details on projects that affiliate promotions and campaigns that we're working on, and so he calls it the bullpen, and it's been quite exciting. Go ahead, Marco.
They're meeting right now in the affiliates bullpen.
Yeah, I know they've been meeting since 3 o'clock. That was 2 hours ago.
Jesus,
so.
Awesome.
All right, guys, we'll see you all next week. Thanks for being here. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.